So now let's go ahead and we need to start getting this set up. I'm not sure if I did a bookmark on this one. Nope. Bookmarks, edit bookmarks, new bookmark. There we go. Close. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add a IBL lighting. So I'm going to go into the render settings, and we are going to indirect lighting. I'm not going to change anything here. In image-based lighting, we're going to click on create. We're going to go with spherical, image file. We're going to click on image name. And we are going to click on let's see here. HDR River Road 2. There we go. Okay, click on open. It'll take a little while there. That looks good. Well, there's a couple things we're going to do. Click on quality, number 1. And under quality, we're going to go under ray trace scanline, and we're going to change this to 2. Hit the enter key. And under multi-pixel filtering, we're going to click on Mitchell. Okay. Features. Everything else looks pretty good. Alright. And click on close. And let's zoom out of here so you can see. I'm going to go to, we got high quality rendering. I'm going to go to viewport, see if that, nope. Back to high quality rendering. Default rendering, just doesn't really make a difference there. Here's the light, and this is our scene. We want the light to point towards our scene. So the light is behind it. So we need to rotate that around, so click on the sphere. And hit the E key and rotate that. Rotate it until that is facing your bottle. Let's take a look at that. I'm getting behind it. It's there to see. So I can rotate that. There we go. That looks pretty good. Yep, looks good. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's get a render of that. See how that looks. Now there are no lights in here, so it's rendering pure IBL lighting. It's taking the lighting and it's shooting photons out of the sphere. Okay, that looks pretty good. You can see how why people use IBL lighting. It's photorealistic. So let's go ahead and plug that in. And the wood's looking really good, like that. Okay. And let's see here. We need shadows, so we need another light in there. So to show you how to control the light a little bit, and if you click on, you have to kind of marquee select it. If you marquee select this, you're going to see that we have a color gain here. We can brighten that up or darken it if we want to. So I'm going to darken it quite a bit, just to show you what will happen to the scene. Okay, now you notice that there is in the background, and that's not good because we want to kind of show that background and render it with it. So we could composite it in there, but I'm not too worried about it. One of the things that I forgot to do is we got a default light on in the scene, so we need to turn that off. And let's take a look at what will happen then. And I'm going to turn this back up to about halfway. I'm also going to turn off the light, so I'm going to go into Render Settings, go into Commons tab, scroll down, go into Render Options, and turn off the Enable Default Light, so that should take all the lights out. Let's go ahead and render that. Now you can tell the whole scene has darkened a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's bring it back up to where it was. Okay. And we'll render it one more time. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now we need to add a light that's coming from the sun. Let's put that in there. Okay, I'm going to back this off a little bit and then click on Create Lights, Directional Light. I'm going to hit the R key and then scale this up. And this is a directional light. This is the only light we're going to have in the scene. What I do to kind of get the light the same way, I'm going to scale this up really big and then rotate that like this to kind of follow where the light rays are going. I'm going to zoom in here. Okay, I'm going to scale this down again. There we go. It doesn't matter if you move the directional light, just kind of get it out of the way a little bit. Alright, so I want that light, because I have my camera, I want to show a little bit of a shadow behind it, over to the side a little bit. So I'm just going to bring that over a little bit more like that. Okay. And with that light on, I'm going to use Ray Trace Shadows and do 20 shadow rays. Let's see how that looks. And let's go to Bookmarks. I'm going to render that out. See how that looks. I definitely brightened it up a little bit, almost too much, so we gotta watch that. And plus I can't see the shadow now, so I'm gonna have to make some changes. I'm gonna zoom back out a little bit and rotate that around. So that will give me at least, I want to see a shadow. Just a little bit of one. Okay. So render this one again. There we go. I see a shadow now. This really helps place that can on that table. So that's important. The lighting's not really matching. This is like a sunny day, so I'm gonna have to go in here and kind of work with this a little bit. Let's go to 0.6. Too much light in here. And let's go ahead, save this one. Let's bring this down, plus the shadow's too tight on that. We need to diffuse that a little bit. Let's go to 2.5 on that. Let's render it out. Okay, I think the shadow's looking pretty good. I like that. And not sure about the brightness. Let's see what we had before. Too dark. Too bad. We want a shadow. That looks better. Still a little too bright, I think. Let's bring that down to 0.4. That matches the background image pretty good. It's a cloudy day. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Yep. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, that looks really good. So there's a couple things we could do. We could go in here, keep tweaking, and we got shadow. Could go back into here, select that guy, and actually go higher on the color gain. We go to 1.2. I've done this before. And let's do a render. And it actually lightens the whole scene up a little bit. Okay, so that lightened the scene up a little bit, kind of like that. Okay. We could also lighten up, since this is the black can, that's always hard. But I think the black can has got reflectivity. And if I remember it right, I've got it pretty high. 0.5. So that's pretty good. Now, the specular highlight's good. I don't know, metal is pretty tight. So let's do that. Let's bring this all the way up. Specular color up. Let's see what happens. Take a look at it. Our renders. I close my hypershade. There we go. Let's see what the difference is. Now I'm kind of working on my material here to see, get it to look a little bit nicer. And taking that specular color up that high really caused it to become almost like too shiny. So it's nice to see the reflection, but let's bring that down a little bit. Specular roll off. Kind of tone it down a bit. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. .7. Bring that up a little higher. Just a little more reflectivity. The can is reflective, so let's give it a little more. You can put it in, take it out. You don't want it to distract, meaning overwhelm the can either. You want it there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're at the point where I think I like the shadow. It's a cloudy day, so we're not going to get a huge shadow. So I'm going to close this down, and now we're going to work on getting this at a very high level. So we want this to be 1280 screen, so full 1280 image size. Okay. And we want to go into indirect lighting, and we want to turn the accuracy to 500. Quality, we've got that set up. I'm going to go into ray tracing. We want to go with 2, 2, and 4. And then we want to go 4 on shadows. Okay, that looks pretty good. And let's go ahead and render this out. It'll take a while. Okay, that looks pretty good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go ahead and save this, even though I think the reflection is too high, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and save image. Go to File, Save Image, and go ahead and type in energy drink. Probably should put your first name in the front of that. So put your first name, and then your last name, and then energy drink, render. There we go, and we'll do do a Targa file type, and then save it. And then I'll do a couple other ones, but that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I think the results are very good. So I'll see you in class.